So the news coming out of the US right now is insane. I'm actually out of the country right now, visiting a friend in Europe, and I try to avoid keeping up with the news while I'm here because I'm trying to experience the culture, But my Italian friend told me, he was like, "Damn, bro, did you hear that there were 4 mass shootings in the US today?" And I responded, "Yeah, man, that's your average Monday in America." But I was curious and looked it up. And one of those mass shootings happened near where my family lives in Michigan. So I was like, damn, what the fuck? Then I went down a rabbit hole online of all the American news stories of the day. And like I said, I tried to avoid it on my trip. But you know how you just can't look away when you drive past car crashes? It's the same thing when looking at American politics from a distance. Here in Italy, I'm looking at what has happened over the last few days in the US, and I'm in utter disbelief. First, like I said, there were 4 mass shootings yesterday. I don't know what day this will be posted, but whatever that day was. 4. They say the only thing we can do is offer our thoughts and prayers. Okay, I'm going to think a lot about how stupid arguments against gun control are. And I'm going to pray for the GOP politicians who perform insane levels of mental gymnastics to justify every violence done with guns. We are beyond cooked. The second story I have is Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is working with the Saudis to buy Electronic Arts, EA. Kushner and Trump are still in bed with the Saudis. Electronic Arts is the company that makes the EA sports games like Madden, FIFA, and more. Instead of making sports games, what are they going to make now? Games like Genocide Simulator, War Crimes 2K25, like get out of here. Speaking of idiocracy, the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, came out earlier and said that it's a bad look to have fat combat members in our military. He said there will be a new fitness requirement for all military members. Hegseth also said that we shouldn't have fat generals and admirals because it's a bad look and it's not who we are. No, Pete, that's exactly who we are. We are fat as hell. We have the highest obesity rate among all developed nations. And ironically, generals and admirals being fat is the closest thing we have in our government to officials who truly resemble the electorate. A representative democracy in which our leaders are a reflection of the people. Anyway, our commander-in-chief is a fat, smelly, out-of-shape, cankle-having loser. If your fitness standard is going to apply to all members of the military, it should apply to the president and commander-in-chief as well. There were a couple other stories I wanted to talk about as well. What else was there? Oh, my God. This one really broke me. This story right here. We just found out that Trump's Department of Energy, which is run by Chris Wright, a former oil and gas executive, the Department of Energy has banned their employees who are working on energy efficiency and renewable energy projects from using certain phrases. They have banned their employees from using terms like climate change, green energy, clean energy, decarbonization. It's like, what the hell? The Department of Energy isn't allowed to use the word clean energy, decarbonization, green energy. This is like the NFL can no longer use terms like touchdown or fumble. This is like a hospital can't use terms like patient or sickness. Like, what are we talking about here? I say it all the time, but I really think we have entered into idiocracy. That's where we are. We are being governed by the dumbest among us.